Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay, Clay Emo, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take, on a night where the Vancouver Canucks defeated the Ottawa Senators 6-3 at Rogers Arena, kicking off the new year with a bang on the right foot. If you remember my bad joke from last night, it is January the 2nd. I'm not sure if I said that off the top, but I'm just blessed. I'm happy that it looks like the tech problems have gone away with, I reset the camera, I reset the computer. So hopefully tonight is a little bit better. Hopefully you can see me and it's clear. It's not blurry. I'm not out of focus. Unlike the Canucks were very focused tonight. Hopefully you can hear me, and I'm very glad that you guys are all here. See a lot of familiar faces in the chat. I see a lot of new faces, or a couple of new faces in the chat. Some very, very nice comments in here. Carol gifting 5 memberships. So let's get to it right away. Remember, this is Tuesday night. Well, you guys knew that already, but this is the night where I have to get to my church by midnight because I have my weekly prayer hour at the church every Tuesday morning at Wednesday morning at midnight to be technical. So let's get technically correct. So let's get going right away. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston in Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, not school just yet, or bed, but the fact that you are here with me right now, I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you can get involved tonight. You can subscribe so you get active in the chat section, and you get notified on my videos every time I post them. You can like the video. There are 40 of you in here. Oh, Zabuza, does have school tomorrow. What kind of school are you in? How come it started already? Well, even more so, I'm glad that you're here. You can like the video. There are 46 of you in here. There's 6 people came in here in the last 30 seconds. So 46 of you in here. That means we should get to at least 20 likes. You guys know how much I like that 50% rule. Like the fact that we are together. Like the fact it's a brand new year. And like the fact that Canucks kicked the Ottawa Senators butts 6-3 tonight. You can leave a donation. You can gift a membership, which I'll get to in a second. Carol, thank you for your generosity as always. And you can also buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, and if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And Zabuza is saying, Douglas, Samuel Langare, we all start January 3rd. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Elementary high schools don't start till Monday, January the 8th. So let's get going. Carol, the legend herself, doing what legends do, gifting 5 memberships, equivalent of a $25 donation. So let's give Carol some love for sure. Man, the horn doesn't even sound sick today. We know it's going to be a good stream. So welcome to the CCCC, the Clay's Canucks Commentary Crew franchise membership for a month for free. That's the best type of membership. Welcome to Elton, Zach, Ann Lee, Tyler, and JGP. Some of those names are familiar to me. I think Elton, I have not seen that name in a while, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. Welcome to the CCCC, and Carol, thank you for the generous donation. So let's give Carol some love, some much deserved love in the chat, and let's welcome with open arms Elton, Zach, and Tyler, and JGP. I love donations. I really appreciate it. I love membership gifts even more because it's not only donation, because it gives some new people some Clay's Canucks commentary goodness, CCCC, Clay's Canucks commentary crew goodness for a month. So it's awesome that all of you are in here. No problem, Elton. You do what you got to do. You got to take care of yourself and everyone else as well. Oh, Ricky was at the game. Pretty cool. So I'm going to give you guys a bit of a heads up. This is probably the worst night for me to start this, but because I'm not going to get home until 1 tonight. But I'm going to schedule a nice little video for 9 o'clock tomorrow morning where I'm going to basically make use of my green screen. And speaking of the weird goals, Ricky, let's just say there's a few weird goals that I can break down tonight. So I'm going to do the stream to 11:40, going to bolt to my church by midnight, get home by 1:15. Then I'm going to probably record a video and edit it until 2. So it's ready for you for 9 a.m. tomorrow. So a bit of a sneak peek for all of you. But yes, it's something I'm going to try for this new year, especially when the Canucks play well. And I've heard the feedback from a lot of you that you guys like it, like the breakdown videos when I basically break down some of the plays, some of the goals. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it tonight. And if it does well tomorrow, I'm going to keep on doing it. And if it sucks or people don't like it, if it sucks like the Canucks start of their second and third period, then I won't do it anymore. But do me a favor, is check that out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Check it out and leave a comment on it and tell me if you like it. Tell me if you like it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 5-minute recap that the Canucks put out. So it's not like a 10 or 12-minute video because I'm going to stop and I'm going to rewind a couple times, blah, blah, blah. So hopefully that goes well. And yeah, you'll see it tomorrow morning for sure. So that's another reason why I'm not going to break down every single goal here. Rather, I'll talk in more general terms or specific terms when I'm talking about plays, but we're not going to break down all 9 goals. We'll be here all night. And then that's for my other video. So what I'll do is I'll talk about the game in general, what I liked, what I didn't like, one other thing. It kind of a repeat if you've watched my vlog already. But then I really want to get into your thoughts on the game and then answer some of your questions. And then tomorrow night we will preview the 7-game road trip. Rev Travis here. Make sure you support Trev. He did a good live stream tonight. I was back and forth between I had his on one screen and of course Game Over Vancouver on the other. And our sponsor says, if it sucks, I'll unfriend you. Okay, that's a lot of pressure, but I should be able to do it for sure. Carol, before I get going, gifts another 5 memberships. Amazing, Carol. Let's give Carol some love after we listen to this amazing horn. Carol gives another 5 memberships. That's 10 on the night. That's $50 in donations already. And these ones go to Alex, Viper, Jamie, Kel, and Jesse. Some of you have been members before. Others are brand new. My job now is to try and keep you as members. So thank you, Carol. Let's give Carol some love and a big welcome to Alex, Viper, Jamie, Kel, and Jesse. Okay, friends, remember, I do got to wrap up at 11:40 tonight, so I'll make sure that I keep myself on track. Here's a cool thing. Canucks won, Kings lose. That means the Canucks are number 1 in points in the Pacific Division by points, and they are number 1 in terms of points percentage. So none of this, what happens if the Kings win all their games in hand and blah, blah, blah. By points percentage, which is the best barometer of how a team's going to perform based on what they've done so far this year, the Canucks are indeed number 1 in the Pacific Division. So let me break that down. And we'll go from there. First thing, let's talk about what I liked about the Vancouver Canucks win tonight, the 6-3 win over the Ottawa Senators. Well, the first thing I liked is the fact that we scored 5 goals in the first period. 5 goals in the first period. Pretty amazing stuff. I'm not going to break down each goal. Some of them were fluky. Some of them were skillful. Pius Suter taking the puck off of the end glass, putting it down with one hand and shooting it in. That was pretty skillful. A couple other fluky ones that gone off Ottawa Senators goalies or defensemen or a combination of both. But we're not going to complain about a 5-0 lead after 1. Also, double deflection, as Erwin just said. Did you know that Pius Suter had 3 points and was a +4? 2 goals and an assist, 3 points and +4 for Pius Suter, 16 minutes of ice time. I like that. I also like Elias Pettersson's game. He actually had a hat trick against the Ottawa Senators last season. Almost got one tonight, but he had 2 goals Actually, I just realized how hard it is to read when I highlight it. So I'll just point 2 goals +1 in 17 minutes of ice time. So not an onerous night for Elias Pettersson. Also, JT Miller had a quiet goal and assist. So another 2-point night for him in 18 minutes. So you see, that's really nice, actually. All the forwards, Kuzmenko was the low man at 11:48, all the way up to no one had more than 19 minutes. So we're relatively spread out, even with the injury of Phil DiGiuseppe, which I'll get to in a second. So I like that. I like the fact that Canucks outshot Ottawa 15-9 as part of that 5-goal explosion. I love the fact that Canucks went 1-for-1 on the power play and they killed off the one Senators power play. So a perfect night on special teams. Oh, thank you. Thank you, yes, sir. It was PD's hat trick. Yeah, I don't know why I thought last season, 2019. So why not 5 years to the day, or 5 years close to the day? Thank you for that correction. Demko was good. Yeah, you might say 3 goals. That doesn't sound great, but he made 35 saves, a .921 save percentage, and some of the saves were actually quite good. I'm not going to blame him too much on any of the 3 goals. You can look for that in tomorrow's video. And one other thing you might notice too, that I liked, 5 of the 6 defensemen had points. Hughes, Juleson, Myers, Cole, and Zadorov. The only one that didn't have a point was Philip Hronek. Okay, what I didn't like the fact that the Canucks let in a goal 90 seconds in the second period. I didn't like the fact that the Canucks let in a goal 40 seconds in the third period. But even with those 2 early goals, much like the San Jose game on December the 23rd, I never ever felt that the Canucks were going to lose this game. Truly, I never felt that it was going to happen. I felt that Ottawa, it was unrealistic to think the Canucks were going to win 15-0, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0 by period. Of course, Ottawa's going to push back. They're professional hockey players too, even though they didn't look like it in the first period. They're very proud, and the Canucks simply can't go full throttle for a full 60 minutes as much as we want them to. Now, you might not like some of the ways they gave up some of those goals, with Philip giving up 2-on-1s, or Philip Hronek sliding, doing his best Tyler Myers impression or whatever. But overall, I was not worried. Truly, I wasn't worried at all. Maybe I was in a good mood. Maybe I'm too optimistic, but I was not worried. 5-0. How can you? Well, I guess Montreal did it to us last season, giving up a 5-0 lead. But no, I was not worried at all. Having said that, I did not like the start of the second period. I did not like the start of the third period. I actually thought Hughes and Hronek were just okay, and it shows. They were -1. So remember, to be -1 on a night where you outscore the opposition by 3, I know one of them was a power play goal, so, and it doesn't count in plus minus. So maybe you outscore the other team on evens by 2, and you're still -1. That's not great. The other thing I didn't like is Phil DiGiuseppe. He only got 2 minutes of ice time because they got hurt in the first period, and then Rick Tocchet was forced to juggle the lines. So then you had guys double shifting, and then it looks like he tried to spread out, and Kuzmenko was actually the low man on ice time with just 12 minutes of ice time, and then Höglander with 13 minutes. So basically, if you look at it, Lafferty, Höglander, and Kuzmenko ended up being your 4th line, but not really. It was just kind of a mismatch. I saw PD playing with Suter sometimes. I saw the Garland, Joshua, and Bluger. Maybe that's the one that didn't get split up a lot. And the way Phil DiGiuseppe out, then you got to rotate Höglander and Lafferty in. So it makes sense that they had the 2 lowest ice times. And then maybe it wasn't like PD, Kuzmenko, and Mikheyev in the third period. It's more PD, Mikheyev, and someone else. Regardless, I don't want to read too much into it right now, but Kuzmenko didn't have a point, but he still was a +1, 12 minutes ice time. Let's see what happens on the road trip. Finally, one other thing is, and I talked about this in my video, and I think this is going to be the really, really interesting part going forward, is if Carson Soucy is ready to go, whether it's Thursday against the Blues or Saturday against New Jersey, he is a top 6 defender on this team. On paper, you think Noah Juleson will be the one to come out. You keep Hughes and Hronek together, you keep Zadorov and Myers together, and then you go Cole and Soucy and put one of them on the right side. Likely Cole, Soucy can play on the left side. And that means Noah Juleson joins Mark Friedman in the press box. Today, Rick Tocchet said that he wasn't sure who he's going to sit out when Soucy comes back. And that was basically a compliment to Noah Juleson, because I think anyone you look at, experience, merit, contract, all those things, skill, you think that Juleson is easily the 6th best defenseman of the 6 that played tonight. And he's doing great. He's done great to fill in. but he's still a number 6, number 7 defenseman, and he's not better than Carson Soucy, nor is he better than Hughes, Hronek, Myers, Zadorov, or Cole. So I still think it's to be Noah Juleson that comes out, but I think that's going to be a very, very interesting storyline to watch. And if it's indeed that Juleson comes out and Cole and Soucy goes in, then awesome. We have now a guy who's played the last 20 games and played very well and should have a lot of confidence. We have a guy, Mark Friedman, who also played pretty well before Noah Juleson came in. Maybe Mark Friedman becomes a waiver, has to go to Abbotsford. If Phil DiGiuseppe is out for any length of time, you got Neil Zoman who can slide in, but you have to bring up a forward. So is that a Vasily Podkolzin or an Arshdeep Bains or someone like that? So maybe Carlson comes back, Linus Carlson. So there's a lot of options for the Canucks. We'll know more about Phil DiGiuseppe's injury tomorrow. But yeah, and then with the Canucks are never completely healthy. Bluger started hurt. Then as soon as he came back, Suter got hurt. Suter and Soucy got hurt at the same time. Now Soucy comes back. DiGiuseppe's out. But at least we've been pretty good. All of our, if you believe in that kind of thing, all of our stars have been healthy for the year. And that's why the Canucks are doing so well. Gord, you were at the game tonight. That is awesome. I'm glad you saw such a wonderful game, especially their first period. And Luke says, damn, there goes my Juleson jersey. Don't throw it away just yet, Luke. You may have other chances to wear it and to proclaim your fandom. So let's concentrate on the Pacific Division. A lot of games tonight, 13 games tonight. Let's concentrate on the Pacific Division and the teams that are really good. Boston wins, Rangers lose, Pacific Division. Flames win, Pacific Division. Jets win. They're very good. They're not in the Pacific Division. Avalanche win. Oilers win. Canucks win. Maybe the only time I'm going to cheer for Toronto. Toronto shuts out the LA Kings and the Sharks lose. Surprise, surprise. So add it all up, and this is what we have. In the division, first and foremost, we have Vancouver at 51. We have Vegas at 49 and played one more game. So we are outright ahead of them. And we have the Kings in 6 points back with 3 games in hand. So even if the Kings win all 3 of their games, they are tied with us at 51 and we hold the tiebreaker. But that's if they win all 3 of their games. Their points percentage would dictate that they'll get, of those 6 points, they'll get 4 of those 6 points. So we can expect them to be basically tied with Vegas. And then Edmonton, look at that, 7-3. They're winning of 6 in a row. Kraken win 5 in a row. So Edmonton has played 3 fewer games than Seattle. So Edmonton is outright number 4 in the division. And they're coming on strong. And I saw some of you maybe ask if they can even catch number 3 with this. Can be Vegas, LA, or Vancouver. Yeah, it's possible if they keep playing like this. And Connor McDavid is lighting it up now. If you go by points percentage, it's Vancouver, LA, Vegas, and then Edmonton, Seattle, which makes a lot of sense. Finally, you go to the entire league and you go by points, and it's Boston, New York, Vancouver, and Colorado tied. Then Winnipeg, Vegas, Dallas, Florida, and you have to go to number 10 to get to the Kings. You go by points percentage, and the Canucks are just dropped from 3 to 4. Now it's Boston, it's the Rangers, and it's Winnipeg, who are slightly ahead of Vancouver. So they're 1 point behind us with 1 game in hand. So that can go either way. And then we're ahead of Colorado, Dallas, the Kings, Florida, and Vegas, making up your top 10. So all to say, the Canucks are number 3 in terms of points in the league. They're number 4 in terms of points percentage in the entire league. And they're number 1 outright by points and by points percentage in the Pacific Division. I don't know about you, but that is a really, really good feeling to have. Hey, Justin. So Justin's coming home from the game. I'm doing great. Thank you. Keith says, hey, great meeting at the game a couple months ago. Who would have thought we'd be first in the league? Yeah, or fighting for it. I agree with you, Keith. And yes, it was nice meeting you as well. I remember that. Let's do this. Let me do my mid-show sponsor read, and then I will turn it over to you. We have a good 20 minutes for questions, because there's almost 100 people in here, which is awesome. We will likely go questions only, but don't ask them just yet. Don't ask them just yet. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. check them out at ptform.com. Oh, that reminds me, I got to tell you about my physio appointment. I mean my orthopedic surgeon appointment in a second, but we'll get through this first. Also, thank you to Gassy Jet Art, maker of that fine artwork. Thank you to Canucks by the Numbers, my friend Dave Leeson, who has that print. I'll probably be giving that away tomorrow on tomorrow night's stream. So make sure it's not a game night, but if you want a chance to win a print just like that, the Canucks print, make sure you're on my stream tomorrow night. And then thanks to Vessi Footwear, use the URL, tinyurl.com/VessiClay. Receive a free pair of socks off your next pair of purchase of Vessi shoes. If you're looking for Canucks tickets, they're away for 7 games now, but they're in high demand. Email me at canuckclay@gmail.com. And don't, my shows this week, I messed up. Yesterday, I said I'm going to go tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday night. I forgot tomorrow night we're throwing Kayla her Sweet 16 birthday party. So on Thursday night, there will be no show. No show on Thursday. So I need you guys to hear that loud and clear. So that means tomorrow night is my last show of the week. So join me tomorrow night at 11. I know there's no Canucks game, but we'll preview the road trip, and then I'll give away a print by my friend Dave. So make sure you join me tomorrow night because there's no show on Thursday night. Finally, don't forget, we're still selling packages. 2 people registered today, which is awesome. So we're still taking deposits. Vancouver versus Vegas, April 2nd. The trip is March 31st to April 3rd. $999. That was a lot of nines. $999 based on double occupancy. Price includes return airfare, airport transfers, 3 nights at the Park MGM, and the Canucks game ticket. If you're interested, write to Neal Chark at nealc@uniglobecarefree.ca. $200 deposit is due, then full payment by the end of the month. And mention that you heard it from me because he is tracking where all of his sales come from. Mid-show reminder to subscribe, to like the video, to leave a donation, to gift memberships like Carol has been doing. Thank you so much, Carol. To upgrade your own membership, to buy your own membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. One last thing I'm going to share with you, and then we'll get into your questions. So hold your questions for just one more minute. I do want to show you something really cool that I got to experience today. And where is it? I got to find it now because, here it is. So this morning I went to my orthopedic surgeon, and it's who I've been seeing. He's the one who put the cast on me. He's the one who's ordered me to physio and all those things. And I was very happy. Because I learned 2 things today, which I'm going to share with you real quick, and then we'll get to your questions. So the first thing I learned was, I said right here, I got 2 pieces of good news from my orthopedic surgeon today. Number 1, I don't have to see him anymore unless something bad happens. Or number 2, I can resume bowling. However, if number 2 doesn't go well, the bowling, I may have to avoid number 1, which means hoping not to see him anymore. So there's a picture of me before the Canucks game holding one of my bowling balls. So I haven't rolled a ball since July. I'm so excited. I'm not going to be in any leagues again for another 4 months, but I can start to sub hopefully. But I got to get out in the lanes and start throwing the ball and see how it goes. But I'm so happy. I'm so blessed that I don't have to go into regular appointments anymore, and I can actually start doing one of the many things I love, and that is indeed bowling. Okay, here we go. We got 16 minutes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the compliments. The kind words. I appreciate all the congrats. Let's go. 16 minutes of your questions. We're going to go questions only. Questions only. Which Canucks prospects have the best chance of making the NHL next season? Given that DPD is coming at the end of this season, he's got a small chance. Do you call Podkolzin a prospect anymore? I know that Lekaramäki is probably a year away. Villander is at least 2 years away. So maybe it's indeed DPD. Yeah, maybe. And then some of the guys from Abbotsford, but I'm not sure I call them prospects anymore. I guess Aturatu would be considered a prospect still. Oh, Mackie, you're at the game. Lucky you. Do you think Canucks will trade Kuzi? No, I don't. I think it's gonna be hard to move that contract. Actually, 5.5 million for 2 years, and I still think there's a lot in him. I really want him. Hopefully, I'm not being blind in my hope, but I really want him to play well and perform well for this team, and not trade him. Hey, Harry, how different was the Canucks from last season compared to this season? Oh, Harry, you know the answer to this. Night and day. A team finishing, in the bottom 10 last year, out of the playoffs by November, to a team number 3 in the league overall. Obviously, they're better in so many ways. Their backup goaltending is better, DeSmith. Their penalty kill is better. Their bottom 6 is way better with Blueger and Suter. Their D is way better, 1 to 6. And then Hughes is taking a step up. Their structure, their systems, their staples, everything about this team is better. Well, Viper, you can cheer for whoever you want, but yes, there are 3 prospects, and there are 3 of our top prospects are playing for Sweden. I think that's a fair bet for sure. You cheer for whoever you want, like I said, but if you want to cheer for Canucks players, cheer for Sweden for sure. Yeah, Gerald, you probably whoop me right now. Did you feel with no Canucks prospects in Team Canada for the World Juniors, the loss was nothing? No, I don't. I will admit my interest in Team Canada, both because there were no Canucks prospects and because the shine has kind of come off of Team Canada, Canadian hockey, not these young men that played on this particular team. Is through no fault of their own, the shine has kind of come off of Hockey Canada. But yeah, I felt a little bit less invested, maybe the time change as well, harder to watch games, especially so early in the morning. But I don't say the loss is nothing, because if you don't perform well in the juniors, it's no guarantee that you're not going to perform well as you get older. But are we seeing the start of the decline of hockey in Canada? And I'm not trying to be over dramatic, but everyone's projecting these rosters for the World Cup of Hockey next season, or in 2025. And everyone's saying that USA and Sweden are going to be just as strong, if not stronger, than Canada, because the glaring weakness for Canada right now is goaltending at the professional level. The most recent Vezina winner was Marc-Andre Fleury, and he's not going to make the team. So you have awesome depth, especially down the middle. You still have really good defensemen, although I really like the U.S. defensemen as well. But yeah, I think the Canucks are very Canada's very weak in net, and that does concern me overall. Erwin says, I'm not going for the Swedes. He says, I'm going Swedish. By the way, notice I'm not drinking Pepsi today. This is pink grapefruit juice, which is my second favorite drink. Yes, I was aware that Gretzky was offered part ownership. Why didn't he take it? I can't remember. Could Aiden McDuen make the NHL? Yeah, that's fair. He could. Carol, I was on Game Over Vancouver, and they're talking about, and I agree with this point. Well, I'm the one who made it, and they agreed with me, actually. Both can be true. The Senators woke up, and the Canucks let their foot off the gas a little bit. It's unrealistic to think the Canucks were going to continue with that level of dominance in the second and third period, because Ottawa has proud NHL professional players as well. So yes, the goals are fluky, but you take them for sure. And I think it's natural that you let up a little bit. You don't want to get injured. You think you have the game won. And I do think, even though Ottawa scored that one, it was still 5-1 at the end of the second. It was 5-2 with 4 minutes left. I don't think the Canucks ever thought that they were going to lose that game, quite frankly. Hello from Sweden, Dan. Nice to see you. Well, nice to read you, technically. How does this team compare to the 2011 team that went to the finals? Goaltending is very similar, because DeSmith is playing the Schneider role to Demko and Luongo. I still think the blue line on the 2011 team was better overall. Edler, Ehrhoff, Bieksa, Salo, Hamhuis, Ballard, Rome, Alberts. I'm missing someone, I'm sure. I think, oh man, the Sydney. how can you say that this team is high? Although Quinn Hughes is a difference maker, I like our bottom six on this team, actually. That bottom six was gritty in 2011. And then how do you compare Miller and Petey to the Sedins? Can you? Or Miller, Petey, and Brock to the Sedins and Kessler? And then who's our Burrows? I don't know. Yeah, I think 2011 team was just a little bit better, to be honest with you. But it's close. Yes, DPD would definitely benefit from a year in Abbotsford. I'm not thinking that he's going to make the team next year. Which AHL roster from the Abbey Canucks do you think will not make the cut next season? And who do you think will likely make the team next season? Well, we've talked about Aiden McDuen. I think Podkolzin, of all the players in Abbotsford right now, I think he's the leading option to make the team next year. I'm sure he'll get some points, some games this year as well as the season goes on. I think Atu Ratu and Aiden McDuen are probably next up. Kuzmenko for Tarasenko straight up. He's $5 million this season and then a UFA. I would make that trade. I've always liked Tarasenko. I really have. I know he slowed down a little bit, but I've always liked him. Viper thinks Tarasenko's on the decline, which is fair. Who was worse? Last year Canucks before Tocchet or this year's Senators so far? I think by record the Canucks. I don't know enough, honestly, Justin, about how the Senators have played this year. I don't watch them, but I think by record weren't Canucks worse than Ottawa is right now? I don't know, but I don't remember the Canucks going down 5-0 in the first period, though. Can I call it a tie? Take the easy way out. Do you think the Canucks will have a dad's trip? I'm sure it's in the cards somewhere. Maybe part of the yeah, they probably don't promote it. Maybe part of the 7-game road trip. I don't know. Rumor about Patrick Allvin, Jim Rutherford could trade Hogs for missing pieces. Yeah. Hoglander is intriguing because he's got a really favorable contract for this year and next year. I don't want to see it, but you have to give up quality to get quality. Yeah, Edmund, I think Susie plays already on Thursday or Saturday. Hello, Tyler. Jay says maybe that's why Gretzky's at the game. He wants to be part of the team now. Sore thumb question. Canucks versus Jets. Who do you think will perform better in terms of forechecking? Ooh. I've never thought the Canucks to be a super strong forechecking team. I think they're very opportunistic. That's why their PDO is so high. I think they got good snipers. I think they're good structurally on the defensive end, but I wouldn't say that they're the strongest forechecking team. So I don't know a lot about the Jets. I do like them. I know a lot about the Jets. I don't know how they play though in terms of their forechecking style. I know they have a lot of really, really talented forwards. So maybe the Jets by a bit. I don't know. Oh yes, sir. I think Susie plays in the next 2 or 3 games. I really do. This roster, the 94 team, this team is better. That 94 team had Bure, had McLean, had Linden, Courtnall, Ronning, but I think that team was tougher. You just look at the defensemen and Merzin and Dirk and all those guys. Half of you guys weren't even alive in 94, but I'll say this. This team is way more talented than that 94 team. That 94 team had a lot of heart, though, led by Trevor Linden. And they probably got further than most people expected them to, for sure. If this team could play the 2011 team, who would win a series? 2011 team in 7. Yeah, Tyler, I don't know what happened to PDG. I don't know what the prognosis is, but it sounds like it's not good. So that's not good. Hey, Hockey Vic, Torres, Lapierre, Hansen was such a good third line. That's true. That's true. They are faster than our current line of Bluger, Joshua, and Garland, but maybe because of Garland, that line has more skill. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good toss-up. Fillmore, can the Canucks stay strong without almost blowing leads against losing teams? Yeah, of course they can. And I don't even call tonight, honestly, almost blowing a lead. They were winning 5-2 with 4 minutes left. So I'm not saying that you're saying that, Fillmore, but I don't. This game, San Jose game, I was never, ever worried. If PD doesn't extend with the Canucks, What would we give up for Connor Bedard? We'd have to give up everything basically for him. It's like Hughes plus, because Connor Bedard is like generational. Hughes is franchise, but Bedard is planning to be generational. So you're giving up Hughes plus to get Connor Bedard. Next 7 games. Yeah, I will do this tomorrow, Carol, in more depth, but I think they'll go 4-2-1. Tyler 4-3. Yeah, we're gonna do it tomorrow. You do it tomorrow. Well, everyone wants to know about the road trip. You guys, I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. How old? Yeah, I guess it's Ask Me Anything. How old were you? And Canucks talk. Where you had your first kid? Well, Sean was born in 2001, so I just turned 27. Talk said tonight, maybe the reason on who comes out lineup for Susie. Who do you think that my guest still juicing? Yeah, yes, sir. I'm not sure if you heard me. I talked about this quite extensively, actually, about 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. I think it'll be Juleson as well. How were trades announced on TV? On TV. It is only January 2nd, and Mike and Cameron are on focus, and the Canucks win their first. Exactly. Yeah, I had to work out the kinks yesterday. Yes, Neal Chark got scratched, and then Giuseppe only played 2 minutes and 13 seconds. How difficult is it going to be for the Canucks road trip? It's a long one, but the teams aren't particularly difficult. Will these guys still be here once prospects are ready? Which guys? Bedard, a Canuck as a UFA. I would love to see it. I wouldn't bet on it. I really want to see Lafferty on the second line with Besser and JT. Could spark some chemistry. What do you think? Lafferty did not look out of place when he subbed for Kuzmenko on the top line, but I don't think he's a top 6 player overall. I think in spurts, in a 5-game stretch, he might be fine. So I don't mind seeing it. So you could bring Lafferty up there, and then you bring Niels Amon for the 4th line. So your 4th line would be Amon, Suter, and Hoglander, and I have time for that. On Thursday, I think they go Thursday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. So, I think you go Demko on Thursday. You go to Smith on Saturday, and then you go. It's New Jersey. It doesn't matter. Then you go Demko, then to Smith. I think they split the first 4. Do you think the Canucks should have played in Seattle when o'clock? Nope. Not yet. There's no rivalry yet. Not that there's a rivalry between Seattle and Vegas, aside from them being expansion cousins, sort of, but not really. Yeah, thanks. It was a little bit blurry to start off, Tyler. All right, 2 more minutes. Who do you think the Canucks take as an extra for the ready now that since PD? Yes, Amon comes in. I think they call up Podkolzin or Carlson. Do you think the Canucks team is one of the best teams they've ever had? I want to see how they do down the stretch first. But yeah, they're trending that way for sure. The Canucks rarely are in 3rd place at the new year. Yes, Oman will go in the lineup and then they'll call up a forward. Do I think EP40 will sign with us? Yes. How sure are you out of 100%? 95%. That's how confident I am. Did Hogs do something wrong? Why didn't he play? I thought he's been playing well lately. Well, he played tonight. He got how much ice time did he get tonight? He played tonight. He got 13-20 as a 4th liner. So that's actually more than 4th line minutes because they all got shifted around a little bit because of PDG's injury for sure. Hello, Duck. Yeah, thank you. I do look good tonight, don't I, Tyler? Thank you. I agree. The 10 a.m. game on Monday the 15th it's got to be a holiday in the States. It's absolutely got to be. When the Canucks wear their black skate jerseys, they feel more confident in the game, or do you depend on the opponent? It has nothing to do with their opponent. It has nothing to do with more confidence. It's just by fluke. That's what I think. Maybe there's a bit of a mental boost, but I don't think there's much to it. How many more back-to-backs? I have to look, Carol. I think Parker was saying 3 or 4. Welcome, Lyndon, but I'm ending now. Who are the scratches tonight? It was Mark Friedman and Niels Amon. I'm saying 4-2-1, but I'll talk about that tomorrow night. And last question, right here. Tampa won 2020 without Stamkos. You think Canucks can win games without PD or Huggy or JT? Not at this rate. I think they're too instrumental in the Canucks' success. Friends, I need to go. This is the one where I cannot be late because I have to get to my church for my prayer hour. So thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate you sticking with me on a night that Canucks win 6-3, beating the Ottawa Senators and taking over and staying in first spot by points and points percentage in the Pacific Division because of the 3-0 loss by LA to Toronto. So, moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe space. Members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovelander, legendary Andrew Chang, thank you for your support as always, as well as Hall of Fame franchise members. Thank you for your support. To everyone who watched, who subscribed, who liked, thank you. Know how much I appreciate you, and I don't take you for granted. And Carol, coming through with 10 membership gifts tonight. That's the equivalent of $50 in donations, and 10 people get to test run franchise membership. Some of you guys, it's not your first time, so I got to try and convince you guys to stick around when the month ends. Thank you to my sponsors, Advanced City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training and Weight Loss. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And don't forget, look for a video that I'm going to record at 1:30 in the morning today. And I'll release it at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And let's test run one of these Canucks breakdown where I'm going to break down all the goals quickly. But let's see how that goes tomorrow. And make sure you look for that video at 9 a.m. tomorrow when you wake up, or maybe after you've been up for a couple of hours. Okay, friends, I think it's time for me to go. So don't forget, I'm back here tomorrow night at 11, and then I have no show on Thursday. So tomorrow night will be my last show of the week. In the meantime, on your way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, gift a membership, become a member, upgrade your membership. And once again, thanks for hanging out. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And by the way, I forgot to tell you that yesterday, on January 1st, I decided that I'm only going to watch videos in 1080p or higher. It's my New Year's resolution. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.